Ever notice how some brands just seem to, like, really get you?
Mm-hmm.
They're not just, selling you stuff. They're like a part of your world.
Right, right.
And a lot of that comes down to having a really, really good membership program
Yeah.
and the secret
A
sauce.
skilled membership manager.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not just about, like, signing up new people.
It's true. It's about way more than that.
Right.
We're talking about crafting this whole member experience.
Which is where I think all this stuff from RoleCatcher that you sent over comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
You sent over their membership manager career guide, some info about their interview prep tools, and a page about, like, their platform in general.
Okay.
It sounds like you're really thinking about this as a career.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's definitely intriguing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm really curious to, dig into this a bit.
So let's dive in and see what this role is all about, using RoleCatcher.
Sounds good.
So RoleCatcher defines this role as, like, essentially building a really vibrant and engaged member base. But what's really striking to me is how much it's evolved. They make it really clear that today, being a membership manager, it's a data-driven role.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so fascinating about this, right? Like, data analysis is becoming really essential, even in a role like this, which you might think of as, very people-focused.
Yeah.
But think about it, right? A membership manager could organize a fantastic event.
Right.
But with data, they can tell you why it was a success.
Right, right.
Was it the speaker lineup, the marketing, the timing? Data lets them pinpoint exactly what works to keep those members coming back for more.
Okay, so paint a picture for me. What does a typical day even look like for a membership manager then?
Okay, so imagine this.
Go.
You start your day by diving into membership data, maybe in a platform like Salesforce.
Okay.
You're checking event registration numbers, you're looking at social media engagement, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Then you might need to shift gears completely
Oh, wow.
and brainstorm a new campaign to boost renewals. But you're using those data insights to craft a really targeted approach.
So you've got to be comfortable with both the analytical side and the creative side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't forget the people skills.
Right.
You could go from, crunching numbers 1 minute to hopping on a call with a member who needs help navigating the online community forum the next.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot to juggle.
So it's definitely a dynamic role.
For sure.
But RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from the challenges either.
Right.
They're very realistic about, like, the pros and cons.
Yeah.
What stands out to you on that front?
Well, let's start with the positive, right?
Okay.
RoleCatcher highlights the high earning potential,
Okay.
which is always nice to hear.
Right. Always appealing.
But, and this is where it gets interesting, they also emphasize, how demanding it can be.
Okay.
Because remember, you're the face of the membership program,
Right.
so you're dealing with all sorts of personalities.
Right. And their needs and their requests.
Exactly.
So you need to be able to handle a bit of pressure, maybe even, like, some difficult conversations.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher also points out, long hours,
Yeah, that makes sense.
especially during, big events or membership drives.
Right, right.
It takes a certain kind of, energy to thrive in that environment.
Totally.
Are you someone who's, energized by that constant interaction,
Right.
problem solving?
Yeah.
Or does the thought of managing, a really demanding membership base just make you want to, retreat to a quiet corner?
That's such a good point. It's not just about the skills.
Right.
It's about finding a role that actually, like, really fits your personality.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's say you're all in on this.
Right.
You love the whole, like, community aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
the data analysis, you're good at it. You're even a pro at, like, handling those tricky member requests.
Okay.
What does RoleCatcher suggest for, like, really leveling up in this career?
So they emphasize, staying ahead of the curve.
Okay, so it's not like you just learn it all on day one.
No. It's not a, learn it once and you're good
Yeah.
type of field.
Right.
New technology is always popping up.
Right.
Member expectations, they change. You've got to be adaptable.
It's all about, like, continuous learning and growth and all that.
Exactly.
And RoleCatcher actually maps out these potential career paths
Yeah.
for membership managers. And I thought that was really interesting. They have, like, you can start as a coordinator all the way up to senior management positions.
Yeah, which is super helpful. I mean, they don't just list out job titles.
Right.
They break down the actual skills you need to move up each stage.
Yeah, that's super helpful.
If you want to get to a leadership position,
Mm-hmm.
you have to show that you can do more than just, the day-to-day membership management stuff.
Right.
You need strategic planning,
Oh, wow.
team management, maybe even some budget oversight.
It's like having a roadmap for your whole career journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And speaking of roadmaps, this is where I think those RoleCatcher career guides come in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They have like over 3,000 of them, which just seems wild to me.
I know, right?
Imagine like getting this level of detail for any job that you're even a little bit curious about.
It's an amazing resource.
Yeah.
And it's not just the number of guides. It's
Right.
like how much depth they go into with each one.
Okay.
They really break down each role from what you'd be doing every day to like what your career could look like years down the line.
Okay. Let's fast forward a bit.
Okay? Yeah.
You've been, practicing your skills, you've been learning, you're passionate about building a really successful community,
Right.
but now it's time to actually, nail that interview.
It's the nerve-wracking part.
It is.
Yeah.
But what I love is that RoleCatcher has like this whole section
Yeah.
dedicated to helping you ace your membership manager interview.
They really do. And it's
Yeah.
not just like generic interview advice.
Right.
They have stuff that's made for this specific role. They use actual interview questions.
Oh, wow.
And then they give you strategies for like how to answer them in a way that'll really impress.
It's like they've done the research so you don't have to.
Exactly. Exactly.
Out of all the example interview questions that they have, is there one that like really stood out to you as particularly, I don't know, insightful or challenging?
One that really jumped out at me was how do you measure the success of membership engagement initiatives?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's so easy to like default to just looking at numbers like attendance.
Oh, right. Exactly.
But it feels like with a question like that, they're really trying to see like, do you get what it means to engage members? Do you understand member behavior?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just about getting them in the door.
Exactly. Anyone can like throw a party and hope people show up.
Right.
A really good membership manager, though, they can tell you how those engagement efforts actually connect to like the big picture.
Okay. So like the overall goals of the membership program. Yeah. Are you attracting the right members? Are they staying active? And ultimately, can you show that what you're doing has a real impact for the organization?
So you need to be able to like prove the value of all your work.
Yeah. Don't just describe it, demonstrate it.
And what I thought was really interesting is that RoleCatcher even offers like these AI-powered practice interviews.
Oh, wow.
You can actually like practice your answers to these questions and get feedback on, how you're coming across.
That's so cool.
It's like having a personal coach, but in your back pocket.
It's incredible how much technology is changing, like the whole job hunting game these days.
Totally.
And for something like this, where, being a good communicator is so key, I think being able to practice like that and get comfortable, that can make all the difference.
Take all those nerves away, right?
Totally.
Well, we've covered like so much in this deep dive. I feel like we've gone from, the day-to-day of actually being a membership manager to the skills you need, the mindset, all of it.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. As, anyone listening is thinking about this career path,
Yeah.
what's like one key takeaway, one thing you really want them to hold on to?
I would say this. The people who are really successful in these roles, they're not just going through the motions, They are truly passionate about the communities they're building.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That passion, it comes through in every single thing they do, from how they analyze that data to the way they talk to the members, all of it.
It's that like human element that really makes the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're thinking about this, if this is a career path that like is calling to you a little bit,
Yeah,
ask yourself, what kind of community am I passionate about creating?
that's a great question.
Because that passion, I think, that could be your biggest asset in this whole thing.
Couldn't agree more.